So I'm working on a philosophical human anthropology essay. Well, it might need revising. I'm not sure, but I'll start it now. As far as a man, woman, or even a child's psychological grasp at whatever stage of the human development concerns the interrelated complex journey from a singular person as social structure or individualizing the universal as well as for the vice versa. And that was all, in other words, you start from, that's all in brackets, then we go to slow, as far as a man, woman, and then we have in parentheses the rest. Slowly evolves in parallel up and down, up, meaning just waves of like depression, joy, happiness, interior and exterior paths, subjectifying by both through a formative admixture that was previous to both world wars, much more so objective and as well as being less decisively enriched by historical relevance, practically illustrative within perennial adaptation to a singular generation's way of finding its place and timeline within the circular whole. Now that America is at a crossroads between censorship, which you'll notice on my videos, I think in certain pockets, certain amounts of, like the blocking the front video, political correctness, as well as these aforementioned first two laws of human growth and setbacks, which are at this stage transcending into other areas, unsentimentalized trusts bought in literary forms anyway of all fictive as well as non-fictive outreach to social programs quickly become more uninformative. This is done at its point of political inception, not through censorship, but rather what we have now, that's kind of censorship, but it's done in a different way. People get outraged, they get misinformed, through idealized and cleverly formulated practices of unscrupulous editing, intersecting, techniques of erosive linear sequence reversing, as well as ever revised sentence structure journalistically manipulated, so that the left and the right and the middle and as well as the extreme right and extreme left are manipulating from every intersection, partially agreeing, partially each side they're doing it together, bipartisan, partially apart from each other, an individual, and they're agreeing in. But now we have the libraries and what's being done there, and that starts with political correctness. That happened years ago. And that was the beginning, but they didn't know they could use that as a tool for them. And now it's going up to, use censorship to say, well, this is incorrect, this is politically incorrect. And you devise censorship situations people won't see as censorship because they're living in a different age. So now I have to write this stuff, and I have to say first that because of what happened with me today, I can't mention it specifically, or I might get edited from seeing a video in front. I can say that I have blazing headaches, torturous headaches, and absolutely hideous headaches, and I'm having to think these things through those headaches that were brought about by two things that happened to me today. So I'm dealing with that, these blazing headaches that will probably stay with me for a month. So that's enough to, and then I write more, and this is I'm trying to work out my own form of human anthropology. I would get more in other words, I realized that, well, if I were to say something about anger inside me, rage and stuff like that, that everyone experiences, I think what a certain philosophical anthropologist did when he couldn't say those things directly is he talked about dreams where an animal was biting and attacking his arm, and slowly waking up from these dreams into a waking state, and he was comparing himself individually to the evolution of humankind through the stages. So I'll return, and remember, I'm really suffering. I have to deal with that. So.